Why to this day do eyewitness accounts share the same terrifying details, even though the witnesses never met? Tonight we find out on the Ghosts and Ghouls podcast. I'm your host, Tyler, and with me, I have the guy that's getting into naughty necromancy, my co-host, Anthony. How are you today?
I'm good.
Yeah? How do you feel about naughty necromancies?
I don't think this is a topic that we should explore.
Why?
I just don't think I don't think it should be explored. Are they fully back to life?
Well, no, they're under your control. Like, you're like raising zombies, but they're like zombie strippers. Anthony has recently raised Hard Candy, the all-male review from the dead.
Oh my gosh.
If you're new here, this is how this works. I'm going to read Anthony here a fictional horror story about some kind of cryptid monster, undead, ghost, ghoul, extraterrestrial, paranormal entity / demon / something scary thing, where I remove the name of the creature from the story and replace it with descriptions. Then Anthony here gets to guess what we might be talking about this week. And we'll go over its history, and then Anthony will run the gauntlet. A choose-your-own-adventure horror story where we stick Anthony right in the driver's seat and let him choose what he would do against the creature.
Please make sure you go ahead and leave a like, go ahead and subscribe, hit that bell for any notifications, as well as follow us on our other platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We have links in the descriptions, so please, we would very much appreciate if you would support us up on our Buzzsprout, where you can get the audio only, and as well as our Patreon, where you can get it a day early for only $1. We are also doing a new thing called Campfire Tales, where we read stories. I made a story myself, and then Tyler had read a real horror story. Go ahead, follow us on our Discord. That is where we're gonna keep up our book clubs, watch movie nights, and any kind of like talks about encounters or stories. But if you wish to not share encounters and stories on the Discord, we have our link to our Gmail where you can send it in. We would love to hear your stories of different things, your own stories, fictional or real, especially encounters. I would love to see a lot more encounters. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh my gosh. Yes, like please send us your encounters. We want to know what you guys have seen out there in the wilds of the world. Honestly, we got a lot out of the Dark Watchers.
Yeah.
That was mostly on TikTok though.
Yeah.
People have said they've seen Dark Watchers.
Mm-hmm. But I believe that is it. Or a big thank you.
We have to grovel to the masters.
Thank you, Master Harper.
Thank you, Master Harper. We love and appreciate you, Master Harper. Please don't beat us again, Master Harper. Master Ashley, we love you and appreciate you.
Thank you, Master Ashley.
Thank you, Master Ashley. Please don't beat us.
I don't get these beatings. What?
Oh, you're not getting beat?
No.
Damn.
Like... I never get looked at.
They keep doing stuff to me. It just keeps escalating. Yeah, they strapped me to a wooden plank thing and they spanked me a lot. That was weird.
It's like I'm free.
Saying,
why aren't you choosing me? I'm beatable. It's like
all right. So based on the little quip at the beginning, what do you think we're talking about? Native American legend.
Yeah, Native American legend
has become one of the most viral
things,
horror phenomena on the internet today.
I'm going to go ahead and say Wendigo.
Nope. You said that was such like.
I didn't want to say Wendigo, but I did.
What do you want to say?
I was like, no, it's like a part of me was like, okay, Wendigo, but it's like. But then when you had said it, it sounded like a question. How did this become the most horror? You know, Wendigo is like, oh, you could definitely tell it should be viral. I should have picked something else.
What else? I'm gonna deadpan you. I'm not gonna give you any insight or anything. What else did you pick?
The Wendigo. I choose the Wendigo again because that's the only thing I can think of. I'm sorry.
It's cool. All right, you ready for this story?
Absolutely.
This story is called The Thing Beyond the Fence. Ethan hated driving the desert highway at night. Hated it. The road stretched endlessly through empty scrublands, illuminated only by his headlights. No towns, no gas stations, no signs of life, just darkness. His truck radio crackled with static as midnight approached, and he twisted the dial. Nothing. The static suddenly stopped. A voice whispered from the speakers, "Help me." Ethan nearly swerved off the road, and the voice sounded like a woman, weak and terrified. "Please." Then silence. He slammed the radio off. "Very funny," he muttered, but nobody was there to hear him. A few miles later, he spotted something standing beside the road, a coyote. But the animal stood unnaturally still, staring directly at his truck as he passed, its eyes reflecting white in the headlights. Most coyotes would run off, but this one just sat and watched. Its head slowly turned, following him along after he had driven by. Chill crawled up Ethan's spine. He checked the rearview mirror, and the coyote was gone. Ethan reached his grandfather's old ranch shortly after 1 in the morning. The property had sat empty for some years. A rusted fence surrounded the land. The old house leaned slightly to one side. Wind rattled loose boards along the porch. He unlocked the front door and stepped inside. Dust had coated everything. The silence felt heavy and oppressive. As he unpacked his bag, he heard something outside. A knock. 3 slow taps against the window. Tap, tap. Ethan froze. The nearest town was nearly 30 miles away. Nobody should be out here. He grabbed his flashlight and approached the window. Nothing. Just darkness. Then he noticed footprints beneath the glass. Bare human footprints in the dirt, leading away from the house out towards the desert. First scream came at 2:17 a.m. Ethan bolted upright in bed. The sound came from outside the house. A woman screaming for help. The voice echoed across the property. "Please help me!" He grabbed the flashlight and rushed onto the porch. The scream stopped instantly. Silence. The beam swept across the yard. Nothing. No person, no movement. Then he noticed something beyond the fence. A figure standing on all fours, far too large to be a dog. The flashlight beam trembled. The figure slowly rose on 2 legs, its joints bent at angles, long and thin, and it stood perfectly still, watching him. Then it stepped behind a cluster of small trees and vanished. Ethan retreated inside, locked every door. Sleep never came. At dawn, he convinced himself he had imagined it. Exhaustion, stress, nothing more. But outside, beneath the porch, he found tracks. The prints began as human footprints, then gradually changed to something else. The toes lengthened, the shape distorted. By the end, they no longer looked human or animal. They just looked wrong. That night, a storm rolled across the desert. Rain hammered the roof. Wind howled through cracks in the walls. At 11:43 p.m., someone knocked at the front door. 3 times, slowly. Ethan stared at it. No visitor announced themselves, no car sat outside. The knocking came again. Tap, tap, tap. Then a voice. His grandfather's voice. "Ethan!" His blood turned to ice. His grandfather was dead. He died 7 years ago. "Ethan, open the door." The voice sounded perfect. Exactly right. Every detail, the inflection. Then, the thing outside even coughed the same way. "Ethan!" Silence followed. Then another voice. "Honey, let me in." His mother's. Tears sprang into his eyes. Impossible. Absolutely impossible. He backed away from the door, and the voices began changing rapidly. Friends, relatives, strangers, all pleading, begging, demanding entry. The storm outside intensified. Something slammed against the wall. The entire house shook. Then scratching. Long claws dragged across wood, circling the house. Searching. Near midnight, the power died. Darkness swallowed everything. Ethan lit a lantern, and the scratching stopped. For several minutes, there was only silence. Then he heard movement in the attic. Slow, heavy footsteps. There was no attic access from outside. Whatever was up there had entered the house. A thud sounded directly overhead, and another. Dust drifted from the ceiling. The footsteps crossed the room, and it stopped above him. Directly over his head, the ceiling creaked. A crack appeared in the old plaster. Something was pressing down from above. The crack widened. 2 pale fingers emerged, then a hand, long, thin, human-looking, except for the claws. Ethan ran. He burst through the back door and sprinted towards his truck. Rain blinded him. Thunder exploded overhead. The truck sat 50 yards away. Halfway there, he looked back. The thing stood on the roof of the house. Its body resembled a man, stretched beyond natural proportions. Its arms hung nearly to its knees. Its eyes reflected white in the darkness. A a smile that was impossibly wide. Then it dropped from the roof, not like a person, but like a spider. It landed on all fours and charged. Ethan had never seen anything move that fast. The creature crossed the yard in seconds. Its limbs snapped, twisted as it ran. Human, animal, neither, both? He dove into the truck and locked the doors. The creature slammed into the driver's side. Mental dented inward, glass shattered. A claw scraped Ethan's shoulder. He started the engine, the truck roared to life. The creature's face appeared outside the window. For one horrifying second, it looked exactly like Ethan. Same eyes, same face, same terrified expression. The skin stretched into a grin. Ethan floored it. The truck tore through the fence and onto the highway. He never returned to the ranch. Months later, workers demolished the property. Nothing unusual was reported. No strange tracks, no bodies, no evidence. But sometimes, while driving alone at night, Ethan hears static from his radio. The signal cuts out, and a familiar voice whispers through those speakers. His own voice, soft, pleading, "Help me." Every time he checks the rearview mirror, he sees a tall figure standing far behind him on the empty road, watching and waiting.
I hate you.
You know, it's really fitting that we're filming 2 episodes tonight, and we literally talk about the fucking tall, gangly, overstretched, fast-moving thing.
We talked about one of my greatest fears, and now this thing.
And funny enough, I have had these planned for over a week.
Yeah, I hate
everything about this creature.
Yeah, and
so
I've learned the greatest technique from Native Americans is that when you think you hear a noise outside, you didn't. If you think you heard a yell for help, no, you didn't. When you think you see something in the tree lines, you didn't. And that's how you stay alive. With their folklore and what they teach is like, there's a creature out there that mimics everything. And it's just like, that's pretty much their entire folklore.
Horrifying.
And it's scary. And
is.
But like, it pretty much everything mimic and can change into everything. So
what do you think this thing is?
I don't want to know.
You don't want to know?
I don't want to know.
Come on, you gotta have a guess.
Oh my gosh.
Native American origin, can mimic people, can shape shift, it seems, stretch its body into weird proportions, can turn into animals.
It's almost like the Wendigo.
It's not a Wendigo.
A Wendigo, they said a Wendigo can shapeshift or mimic. I think it can mimic.
I think it mimics. I don't think it shapeshifts.
I could have sworn there was a story that says Wendigo.
There might be a story that.
And that was probably a fanfic one where they say it can, but
I need you to think critically here, buddy.
Critically, you want me to actually guess this thing?
Yes, Native American origin. Okay.
Tall man.
And shapeshift.
Internet
phenomenon.
It sounds like this thing started, like, is what gave Slender Man its, like, iconic, like, thing.
You're going to be fucking pissed when I tell you what this is.
I don't know. I can't think of anything. I don't know. Does its name dictate what it is or what it does?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, it really?
Yeah.
It does? It does? The Mimic.
No.
Or the doppelganger. No. Oh my gosh. I don't even know.
All right, you ready?
Sure.
You sure?
Yeah.
This is, hold your breath now, what is commonly referred to as a skinwalker.
Oh my fucking God. I didn't even, that's what, oh my gosh. I was thinking about a skinwalker in the beginning.
So while Ant has his absolute meltdown, a skinwalker, the figure commonly called a skinwalker, comes from Navajo traditional beliefs. The Navajo term most often cited is Yi Nal Dolishi, which is frequently translated as "with it, he goes on all fours." So, one important distinction is that in traditional accounts, a skinwalker is not usually described as a separate species of monster. Okay? Instead, it's generally portrayed as a human being who has chosen to pursue harmful supernatural powers. The difference in many modern horror stories, which often portray skinwalkers as cryptids similar to Bigfoot or werewolves. Traditional descriptions vary, but often stories attribute abilities such as taking the form of certain animals, mimicking human voices, traveling unusually fast, knowing information they should not know, bringing fear, illness, and misfortune to others. Because these stories are connected to living cultural and spiritual traditions, many Navajo people consider them serious subjects rather than campfire tales.
That's their number one thing that I was saying, where it's like, if you think you heard something, you think you saw something, or you hear a yell, no, you did not.
Yeah. So, traditional contexts and cultural meanings. To understand skinwalker stories historically, it's helpful to understand their role within Navajo culture. Many traditional stories function as moral lessons rather than focusing on the monsters for entertainment. They're often emphasized the consequence of violating social norms, the danger of selfishness and greed, the misuse of spiritual knowledge, the importance of maintaining harmony and balance in nature. In Navajo philosophy, concepts such as balance, order, and harmonious living are highly important. Stories involving harmful witches or skinwalkers can be understood as cautionary tales for what happens when someone rejects those values. For this reason, discussions of skinwalkers within Navajo communities are often different than discussions found online. The story may be treated with caution, seriousness, or even avoided altogether. The conversation's avoided altogether.
Yeah.
So, the exact origin of the skinwalker tradition is difficult to determine because Navajo culture preserved much of its history through oral tradition rather than written records. The Navajo people emerged as a distinct cultural group centuries ago in the American Southwest. Their traditional homeland encompasses areas now located within Arizona, New Mexico, Utah, Colorado. Beliefs concerning witches, harmful supernatural practices, and shape-shifting figures likely existed long before Europeans arrived in the region. The earliest written references by outsiders appear primarily in anthropological reports and ethnographic studies. Government records from the late 18 and early 1900s, researchers who have documented Navajo traditions occasionally recorded stories involving witchcraft and shape-shifting, although details are often incomplete because many sacred or sensitive topics were not freely discussed with outsiders. So what could they turn into?
Anything.
Coyotes, wolves, foxes, owls, and crows were the most common.
I can see that.
Yeah. So, yeah, they weren't the internet phenomenon they are today. And for a lot of those, animals carry symbolic meaning. Though those meanings vary among different from tribes and cultures. So those animals offered a lot. Many traditional accounts focus less on witnessing a transformation and more on strange encounters involving animals behaving in unusual ways, animals watching people unnaturally, creatures appearing where they should not be, animals displaying human-like intelligence. So, not deer? If you remember the not deer?
Yeah.
Could they be skinwalkers?
They could be skinwalkers, but I think they just wanted like a physical form, like something to kind of like to rationalize, you know, instead of like this thing can be anything. So like paranoia doesn't like spread throughout.
Yeah. So, voice mimicry in modern stories. One of the features that appear frequently in modern skinwalker stories is voice mimicry. Internet horror stories often describe hearing a family member calling from the outside, hearing cries for help, voice coming from the darkness. It can be difficult to separate which elements derive from older folklore and which have become popular through contemporary storytelling. Many modern stories combine traditional skinwalker concepts with the urban legends, many modern stories combine traditional skinwalker concepts with urban legends, horror fiction, internet creepypastas, paranormal television narratives, and as a result, some of the most widely repeated skinwalker characteristics today may reflect modern folklore as much as traditional Navajo beliefs. So, that was the other thing too. In traditional accounts, these witches, or skinwalkers, are generally reviewed as individuals who use spiritual knowledge for a harmful purpose. Stories sometimes describe them as causing illness, bringing bad luck, creating fear, acting secretly against members of the community. Anthropologists have compared these beliefs to witchcraft traditions found around the world where communities develop explanations for unexplained misfortune and social conflict. However, the Navajo believe their own unique cultural context and should not be viewed as identical to European witchcraft tradition. Kind of like what was the one we were talking about? The
Ruguru.
no,
Oh.
the owl.
Oh yeah.
The owl woman. What? Oh my God, what was her name?
La Lorette. No, that's a different one. I know exactly who you're thinking of.
The owl woman.
Yes, the owl. Yeah.
Could have been a fucked up skinwalker.
Could have been a skinwalker. It very much could be. Because you have to think too, like natives probably. I guess it's probably tribe to tribe. Like they're different.
Yeah.
You know.
But then if you also have somebody who migrated from tribe into a different tribe and brought the knowledge of this tribe into that tribe and melded a little bit, you know what I mean?
I don't know if that was even like, especially back then, I don't think it was that easy to go tribe to tribe. I'm pretty sure.
We could tribe to tribe.
No.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying like they couldn't just, oh, you know what? I don't feel like being with this tribe. I'm gonna just be a new tribe, be with the new tribe. It's kind of like,
I don't think like so much that, but like you had neighboring communities
or do you
that
mean
might
like
not have been
like
warring.
integrated? And,
Yeah,
okay.
like
like
and then,
after a big war, it's like, okay, now you're part of us.
Stuff
like,
like
okay.
that. Like people might have been like, oh, they might have
I
kidnapped
heard
somebody.
this story,
They
blah,
moved
blah,
them
blah.
down here.
I
This
see. Okay.
is a story from my people.
Mm-hmm.
So, skinwalkers and modern popularity. The term skinwalker entered mainstream America culture largely because of the notoriety of
Skinwalker.
second word
The
starts with an R.
Starts with an R.
Skinwalker Ranch.
Skinwalker Ranch.
Reports connected the ranch to include claims of UFO sightings, strange lights, mysterious creatures, unexplained sounds, apparitions. Books, documentaries, and television programs greatly expanded public awareness of the term beginning in the 1990s and early 2000s. However, many paranormal claims associated with the ranch are not traditional Navajo skinwalker stories. Instead, they combine UFO lore, ghost stories, cryptid sightings, modern paranormal investigations. But this blending of traditions has contributed to widespread confusion about what skinwalkers are supposed to be. Thank you, reality TV. Then enters what?
Ed and Lorraine Warren.
No.
Oh.
The internet.
Ah.
An explosion of online horror communities drastically change how skinwalkers are portrayed. In the beginning of the early 2000s and accelerating through social media platforms, countless stories appeared describing tall humanoids with animal-like features, deer-headed creatures, pale forest monsters, predatory shapeshifters. Many of these depictions resemble creatures from horror fiction far more than traditional Navajo accounts. Now famous, the image of a skeletal, antlered creature is often mistaken, labeled skinwalker online. In reality, the image is more closely associated with the folklore monster, the Wendigo.
That's what I thought too. But
so, why have they kind of stuck around?
Because I mean, if we're talking about modern internet, right? They are good story makers.
Yep. So you have the modern the forum era of the 2000s, where paranormal message boards and forums became important incubators for the modern skinwalker. People used to share encounter stories, make-up stories, strange animals watching people, mimic voices, unexplained, werewolf legend, ghost stories, blah blah blah. Creepypasta influenced in the late 2000s into 2010s. Creepypasta communities grew. Skinwalkers became a popular horror topic. Who would have thought a bunch of creeps on the internet would have taken this Navajo tradition and turned it into a nightmare? Voice mimicry, psychological manipulation, shape-shifting, predatory intelligence, isolating settings. A common narrative emerged. Someone is alone at night. They hear a familiar voice outside. They feel something's wrong. The voice repeats itself. A creature is revealed to be imitating a loved one. The structure became one of the most recognizable skinwalker story formats online.
Nice.
Well, then you have the mimic monster evolution, where people started kind of coming up with more expanded mimicry
Mimicry, yeah.
Mimicry ideas. Often Stories often portray the creature as learning human speech, repeating phrases imperfectly, imitating family members, using voices to lure victims. This version likely owes much to modern horror fiction as any traditional folklore. The idea became particularly popular because it creates immediate tension, hearing a familiar voice that should not feel safe, but in these stories becomes threatening.
I don't know. Let's be real. Why is it so hard to think that a predator can not mimic? You know what I'm saying? Because like if we think about a parrot. It's like it can mimic voices too. It's like, why can't any other animals do that? Do what a parrot does? You know what I'm saying? It's like
we haven't tried hard enough.
No. I'm just saying, like out in the woods, there's probably a creature in there that actually can do that. You know, that's how they hunt.
Probably.
Like, oh, I'm gonna
do this.
I'm gonna lure you in. Yeah. Like how there's a fish that has like a little light, you know, that makes you like, oh, look, it's another fish. Or there's a snake that has a tail that makes it like a spider.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, a bird comes in, try to snack, boom, gets it. It's like, hunting. Dude, there could be like, oh, if it's hunting you, it's hunting around you.
If it's hunting human,
like it hears humans, and it's like, oh, well, all these people are around you. I'm just.
So around the same period, the internet urban legend known as the not deer gained popularity.
Mm-hmm.
We did an episode of the not deer. Go back and watch it. The not deer is described as a deer that behaves unnaturally, strange proportions, an animal that seemed almost human eyes, weird features, not afraid of you. It'll just watch you. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So some of the kind of overlapping of the popular internet horror. That brings us to now. YouTube and TikTok era. The rise of horror-focused YouTube channels dramatically accelerated the spread of the modern skinwalker lore. Popular themes include park ranger encounters, camping horror stories, rural road encounters, wilderness survival stories, first-person witness accounts. Many creators use the word skinwalker for almost any mysterious humanoid creature, further broadening the concept. Short-form platforms such as TikTok later amplified mimic voice stories, security camera footage, alleged sightings, cryptid compilations, and as a result, millions of people encountered the internet skinwalker before even hearing about its traditional Navajo concepts. So, one of the elements that I just want to discuss real quick is why it became so popular in terms of like internet lore, right?
Okay.
And like what obviously we do the storytelling, we do this, we do that.
Yeah.
The internet skinwalker succeeded in its popularity because it combines several highly effective horror elements. The fear of being watched, the fear of imposters, the fear of isolation, the fear of things that almost look human, uncanny valley, the hearing of familiar voices in unfamiliar places. The result is a creature that fits naturally into modern horror formats, especially first-person stories, creepypastas, podcasts, and YouTube narration. Historically speaking, the internet skinwalker is best understood as a modern folklore creature, a collaborative horror invention that evolved online by blending traditional skinwalker terminology with cryptid legend, mimic monsters, wilderness horror, and paranormal storytelling. It has become a distinct legend of its own, separate from the older Navajo tradition that inspired its name.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair too, I can see that in some of the stories that I have read, fictional stories saying that the skinwalker is just a chase for immortality, you know, because they would just change skin when the new, like the body is getting old or whatever. It's like, oh, boom, new one. You know, that's just what that's what I've read in some books.
So what's scarier? The Navajo regular one? Like shape-shifting witch woman running at you as a coyote through the woods? Or modern horror legend coming to eat you in the face?
Absolutely the modern one. The reason why is because the Navajo one I can think of just as a witch, and like that's just beating up an old lady. So
you heard it here, folks. Anthony beats up old ladies.
That's absolutely.
That's why he's getting into naughty necromancy.
Oh gosh.
All right, so you took your time on the gauntlet the last time. Are you gonna speed run this one, or are you gonna go?
No, I'll just hear things out, and I'm just gonna go straight what I'm doing, survivalist, like straight easy.
All right.
Yeah, let's go.
The road ended miles ago. Now all that remains is a narrow dirt trail cutting through the dark forest of northern Arizona. You're a wildlife photographer chasing reports of strange animal sightings near isolated canyon. Local warns you not to stay out after sunset. Most refuse to explain why, but one old man finally did. Some things wear the shape of animals, he said, and some wear the shape. You laugh it off. That was before tonight. The sun disappeared an hour ago. Your truck sits parked beside an abandoned fire road while you hike toward a ridge overlooking a canyon. Excuse me. The forest is silent. No crickets, no birds, no wind, just silence. Then you hear a voice. Your sister's voice. Anthony? You stop. Your sister lives nearly 1,000 miles away. The voice comes again. Anthony, help me. It's exactly how your sister sounds, isn't it? It echoes from somewhere among the trees. A chill crawls up your spine. You sweep your flashlight through the darkness. Nothing. Then something moves. 2 pale eyes reflect in the beam. A large coyote stands between the trees. Too large. Fur too large. The animal doesn't run. It doesn't blink. It simply stares. And then it smiles. Not an animal grin. A human smile. The creature rises onto its hind legs. Bones crack and joints pop. A silhouette stretches unnaturally tall. Your heart nearly stops. The thing takes one step forward, then another. Its eyes never leave yours. Suddenly, it bolts toward you. The forest explodes with crashing branches. It's moving impossibly fast. You have seconds to react. What do you do? A. Sprint for your truck. B. Climb the nearest rock formation and try to get above the creature. C. Hide in the dense trees and hope it loses your scent.
Truck. Absolutely truck. Yeah.
You turn and run. The creature crashes through the forest behind you. Branches snap. Leaves explode into the air. Whatever's chasing you is fast. Far faster than any animal you've encountered. The truck is only a few hundred yards away. You can make it. You have to. Your flashlight bounces wildly as you sprint down the trail. Behind you comes a sound that freezes your blood. Laughter. Your own laughter. The thing is mimicking your voice. You risk a glance over your shoulder. A mistake. The creature is much closer than it should be. Its shape shifts as it turns. For a moment, it looks like a coyote, then a deer, then a tall, skeletal human silhouette with glowing eyes. Then it changes again, and the sight nearly causes you to stumble. Your truck comes into view. You slam into the driver's door and fumble for your keys. The creature bursts from the tree line only 30 feet away. 20, 10. You wrench the door open and dive inside. The creature collides with the side of your truck. The entire vehicle rocks violently. You slam the locks. The engine roars to life. For one glorious second, you think you're safe. Then, something lands on the roof. The metal caves inward with a deafening crunch. The truck shudders. Long claw marks scrape across the roof. You hear movement above you, slowly circling, looking for a way inside. The driver's side window cracks. A single black claw pushes through the glass. As the crack spreads, spiderwebbing across the window. The creature's breaking in. You need to act now. Excuse me. What do? Floor the accelerator and race down the road? Grab the emergency flare from the glove compartment and try to drive the creature off. Abandon the truck and run towards the abandoned ranger station visible on a nearby hill.
That's so stupid.
It's a dumb one, but you could do it.
Stupid one. The flare? I would say the flare.
Grabbing the flare. You yank open the glove compartment, maps, registration papers, a flashlight, then the road flare. Your trembling fingers close around it above you. Creature drags the claws across the roof. Screech! The sound rattles to your teeth. The driver's side window cracks further. A pale human-like hand with impossibly long fingers begins pushing through the opening. You strike the flare. Brilliant red light floods the cab. The creature instantly recoils. A guttural shriek erupts from the roof. The truck shakes violently. Something heavy leaps off and lands somewhere outside. You don't waste the opportunity. Oh, you poor soul. You kick the door open and stumble out with the burning flare held in front of you. The floor glows blood red. For several seconds, you see nothing. Then movement between the trees, watching, circling. The creature stays just beyond the light. Its eyes shine like distant lanterns. A low growl vibrates through the darkness and the flare crackles. The scene seems reluctant to approach, but not afraid. Almost as if it's waiting, studying you, learning. Then a voice drifts through the trees, your father's voice, perfectly copied. Don't run.
Yeah.
The voice comes from your left, from your right, then directly behind you. Anthony, Anthony, Anthony. The creature is moving around you, without making a sound. The flare is already burning lower. You glance toward the truck, the engine's still running, the driver door hanging open, but something catches your eye. A narrow trail leading deeper into the canyon, and at the end of the trail, perhaps half a mile away, you can see lights. A small cabin. Someone might be there, or at least shelter. The flare sputters. The eyes in the darkness begin moving closer, one step at a time. The attack is about to begin. You make a desperate run for the cabin. Jump back in the truck and try to escape down the road. Stand your ground with the flare and confront the creature as it closes in.
Okay, I just want to say something.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have stopped.
You wouldn't have got out of the truck?
I wouldn't. No, I'm just saying. Like, I don't know why I stopped. I forgot why I stopped my car.
No, you didn't stop your car. You got out to like try to like spook it off.
Because I saw a fox.
Why you stopped your truck, like coming in here to begin with?
Yeah.
Because you were taking pictures of wildlife.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're out here to take pictures of animals.
Yeah.
Thing comes out of the woods. You run and dive in your truck.
Oh.
It breaks through the window.
I just like I just feel like if you're lucky this scenario didn't happen. Like, oh, you're in your house, everything's locked, everything's secure, but then all of a sudden you hear your sister, help! It's like, oh.
Sorry, bitch.
Yeah, I'm like.
I'm assuming you're gonna pick B, jump back in the truck and try to escape down the fire road.
Okay, a lot of people here would choose to try to run to the cabin, right? However, I expect you that if I'm yelling like help or whatever, this thing's on my like tail, I want you to know that if we already encountered this creature, and I'm assuming the people in this cabin knows of this creature, I don't expect you to help at all, because guess what? I'm not helping, right? That's the number one rule of surviving that a lot of people can't fathom, because morally they like, I gotta help someone, you know what I'm saying? But surviving is, listen, I understand, but if we know it's a skinwalker, I'm not surviving. you coming out there, he's getting a double kill. All right, someone's got to survive. And listen, either I'm getting chased and I die, at least you live. If I'm yelling help, you tell me to shut the hell up, and I will.
So what are you doing?
I'm getting in the truck.
That's what I thought. The double kill. You make your decision. The cabin might be occupied. The flare won't last. The truck is the best chance. You sprint back towards the driver door. Behind you, the creature realizes what you're doing, and the forest erupts with movement. Branches snap, footsteps thunder. You dive into the seat, slam the door shut. The truck lurches forward. Gravel sprays behind you as you floor the accelerator. Fire road twists through the canyon. 40 miles per hour, 50, 60. Headlights carve tunnels through the darkness, and for several seconds, you think you finally escaped. Then something lands in the truck bed. Boom! Your rear suspension groans. You glance in the mirror, and the massive black silhouette crouches in the bed of the truck. Its glowing eyes stare directly through the rear window. The creature rises. Its head nearly reaches the top of the cab, and it slams both hands into the back glass. Crack! The rear windshield fractures. No, the rear window fractures. The truck shifts. Ugh. The truck fishtales. You fight the wheel. The road narrows. Steep cliffs on one side. A drop into darkness awaits on the other. The creature strikes again. Crack! The rear glass explodes inward. Shards rain across the cab. A clawed arm reaches through the opening. Its fingers brush your shoulder. You jerk away. The truck veers. Tires leave the road, and for one terrifying moment, the vehicle hangs on the edge of the canyon. Then gravity wins, and the truck plunges down the embankment. Metal screams, glass shatters, the world tumbles end over end, then silence. You waken upside down. Blood trickles from your forehead. The cab smells of gasoline. The truck rests crumpled among broken pines at the bottom of the canyon. Your ears ring, every muscle aches, but you're alive. You unbuckle and crawl free through the shattered windshield. The moon hangs high overhead. The canyon is silent, too silent. Then you notice the tracks. Large footprints circle the wreck, dozens of times. The creature's been walking around the truck, waiting and watching. You're not alone. A low growl echoes through somewhere in the trees, much closer than before. Then, from the darkness ahead, you see a light, a lantern. Someone is standing on the trail, an old man, wrapped in a weathered blanket. He raises the lantern and looks directly at you. His expression changes when he sees the tracks. Not surprise, recognition, and fear. He points towards a narrow path climbing out of the canyon. He shouts, "Move, it's coming back!" At that exact moment, a horrifying scream echoes through the canyon walls. Not human or animal, something in between. The hunt isn't over. What do? Follow the old man up the trail, hide in the wreck and hope the creature passes by, run in the forest and try to lose both the creature and the old man.
This old man clearly has, recognition. You should have known that I'm getting like hunted down by a skinwalker. You're dumb enough to come out here like this. I'm going with the old man. If we get double killed, we get double killed.
You don't hesitate. The old man is terrified, and that's reason enough. You scramble up after him as he turns and hurries up the narrow trail. Behind you, another scream tears through the canyon, closer this time. The old man doesn't look back. Keep moving! He shouts. The path climbs steadily towards jagged rocks and twisted pines. Your legs burn from the crash, but adrenaline keeps you moving. A few minutes later, the trail opens into a small clearing. Inside, in the center, stands a weathered stone structure no larger than a shed. Strange symbols have been carved into the stone surrounding it. The old man throws the heavy wooden door open. Inside! You dive through the doorway. The old man slams the door shut behind you and drops the thick wooden bar into place. The cabin is dark except for the lantern's glow. Ancient-looking bundles of herbs hang from the rafters. The smell of air. The air smells of smoke and cedar. For the first time in hours, you feel something resembling safety. Then something hits the outside wall with a boom! The structure shakes. Dust falls from the ceiling. Another impact. Boom! The old man's face hardens. The old man's face hardens. It's found us! Outside, heavy footsteps circle the cabin. Slow and deliberate, patient. The creature isn't trying to break in, not yet. It's waiting, listening, hunting. Then a voice drifts through the wall. Your voice, perfectly copied. Open the door. The open man doesn't react. Another voice follows. This time it's your mother. Please help me. And your sisters. Anthony, I'm scared. Then outside cycles through familiar voices one after another, trying to lure you out. The thing trying to make you forget what it is. The old man places a hand on your shoulder. Whatever happens, he says, don't answer it. The footsteps stop. The silence settles over the cabin. For several long seconds, nothing happens. Then 3 slow knocks echo from the door. Knock, knock, knock. The lantern flickers. A shadow appears beneath the gap in the doorway. Then a voice you haven't heard in years speaks from the other side. The voice of your grandfather, a man who died when you were 12. Anthony, let me in. The old man's eyes widen. For the first time, he looks genuinely afraid. The door begins to creak inward, not because anyone is opening it, because something is on the other side pushing hard. The wood bar groans. Cracks begin to form in the frame. The creature's done playing. It's coming inside. What do? Help the old man reinforce the door. Search the cabin for another way out. Look through the crack to the door and see what's outside.
I'm gonna actually help this old man now. He is. You know what? I will sacrifice myself for this old man now.
You grab the nearest piece of furniture, a heavy wooden table, shove it against the door. The old man joins you. Together, you brace your shoulders against the wood just in time. Boom! Something slams into the door from the outside. The entire cabin shakes. The lantern swings wildly overhead. Dust rains from the ceiling. The old man grits his teeth. Push! You throw your weight forward. Another impact hits. Boom! A crack splits through the center of the door. And for a fraction of a second, you see something through the gap. An eye, not glowing, not animal, almost human. Almost. Then it vanishes. Outside, the creature begins circling again, heavy footsteps crunching through the gravel. On one side of the cabin, then the other. Never staying in one place for too long. Searching for another way inside. The old man suddenly releases the door. You nearly fall forward. What are you doing, you hiss? Instead of answering, he kneels beside the stone floor and pulls up a loose slab. Beneath is a narrow shaft descending into darkness, a tunnel. There was always another way out. There was always another way out, he says. Why didn't we use that immediately, you ask? His expression darkness. Because it leads somewhere worse. Before you can ask what that means, a window explodes inward. Glass sprays across the room. A long skeletal arm reaches through the opening. A claw rakes across the floorboards. The creature has found another entrance. The old man grabs the lantern. The tunnel, now! You look towards the shaft. You look towards the shaft, is the sentence. Cold air rises from below. The darkness seems endless. Behind you, the creature begins forcing itself through the shattered window. It squeezes through the frame with sickening pops and cracks. This thing is entering the cabin. It's moving fast. What do? Climb into the tunnel with the old man, grab a burning lantern and fight the creature. Make a run for the door while the creature is distracted.
Oh, I feel like this thing is gonna lead to like the shower prison, and
With the old man? You're
Yeah.
gonna sodomize the old man?
No, I feel like it's gonna go to the prison, and we're both gonna get sodomized by prisoners. He's like,
It leads to something worse.
yeah. I like the idea of getting the lantern and fighting back with fire, but no. I'm gonna go with the old man in the tunnel. I trust him with my life now.
This old man. You don't think twice, you drop into the tunnel. The moment your feet hit the ground, the old man follows and pulls the stone slab back into place above you. Darkness swallows everything for several seconds. The only sound you hear is breathing. Then, boom, the stone above you shakes. The creature's found the entrance. The old man presses his fingers to his lips. Quiet. You hold your breath. The stone above above the stone, you hear scraping, slow, careful. The thing isn't smashing its way through, it's listening, waiting for you to panic. A low growl vibrates the rock, then comes a whisper, your voice. He's lying to you. You stare at the old man, the voice continues. He brought you here. The old man doesn't react, almost like he's expected this. The whisper changes. Now it's his voice. You were never supposed to leave. Your stomach twists. The old man finally speaks. Don't listen. You follow him deeper into the tunnel. The tunnel is ancient. The walls are carved with symbols you don't recognize. Some look like warnings. Others look like records. Names, dates. The old man carries a lantern ahead of you. You've seen it before, haven't you? He asks. You ask. He doesn't answer. You knew this thing was out here. He finally stops, the lantern illuminating his face. I've spent 30 years making sure it stays in these woods. You look back towards the darkness. And what is it? The old man's expression tightens. Something that learned how to hunt us. A sound echoes from behind, not from above, not from the cabin, from the tunnel. A footstep, then another. Your blood turns cold. The old man slowly raises the lantern. The tunnel behind you is empty, but something is moving through the darkness. Something that shouldn't fit. The old man whispers, it's not supposed to be able to follow us down here. Then a footstep. The footsteps stop. Then a voice speaks from the darkness. Your voice. Anthony. The old man backs away. For the first time, you see fear plastered all over his face, because whatever's standing in the tunnel isn't copying you anymore. It's starting to copy him. Run! The old man grabs your arms and pulls you towards the fork in the tunnel. Two passages split ahead. One slopes upward, the other descends deeper underground. The footsteps behind you start beginning to move again. You take the upward passage and try to escape in the woods. Follow the old man deeper underground and find out what he's been hiding. Stop running and confront the creature.
I feel like I need to figure out what the old man now is.
I'm curious what this old man is.
Yeah, I'll keep following him.
You make your choice. Running blindly towards the surface means leaving too many questions unanswered. The old man knows what this thing is. He knows why it's here. And somehow, he knows why it wants you. You follow him deeper. The tunnel slopes downward, the air growing colder with every step. The sound behind you follows, not footsteps, dragging, scratching. Something crawling along the walls. The old man doesn't slow down. How long have you been following me, you ask? He doesn't answer. How long? He finally stops. The lantern flickers. Since before you arrived. Your stomach drops. What? He turns towards you. The first night you entered these woods, it saw you. You shake your head. That's impossible, I was alone. The old man looks past you. No. A chill runs through you. What do you mean? He points at your backpack. You brought something with you. You slowly remove the bag. Your hands tremble. Inside are your camera, equipments, notebooks, supplies, nothing unusual. Then you see it, a photograph you don't remember taking, or one you don't remember taking. You pull it out. It's a picture of you standing beside your truck, taken from the tree line the night you arrived. But there's something wrong. In the background, standing among the trees, is the creature, watching. The old man whispers, it doesn't attack immediately, it studies, it learns. A loud impact echoes through the tunnels behind you. The creature's closer, much closer. The old man rushes forward to stop. The old man rushes forward and stops at a massive stone doorway covering strange markings. This is where it sleeps. You stare at him. Why would we go towards it? His expression becomes grim. Because it's the only place where it can be stopped. The doorway opens with a deep grinding sound. Beyond is its massive underground chamber. The walls are covered in carvings, not just symbols, stories, drawings of people, animals, tall and unnatural figures. The old man steps inside. This place was built generations ago for one purpose. A noise echoes behind you. The tunnel entrance goes dark. The creature has arrived. The old man looks at you. You have to understand something. What? His eyes lock onto yours. It isn't hunting you because you're weak. It's hunting you because you already know. It already knows what you are. It's hunting you because it already knows what you are. Before you can respond, a shape moves at the tunnel entrance. The creature steps into the chamber, but something's wrong. It isn't wearing an animal shape. It isn't wearing a human shape. It's wearing your shape. Your face, your clothes, your voice. The thing smiles. I was wondering when you would find out. The old man raises a strange symbol carved into stone. The creature stops. For the first time, it looks afraid. What do? Ask the creature what it means by what you are. Help the old man activate the markings and try to trap it. Attack the creature before it can reveal anything.
No questions needed. I'm gonna go ahead and help the old man.
Old man it is. You don't know what the creature meant. You don't know why it took your shape. You don't know why the old man knows what he is. You don't know what the old man knows that he isn't telling you. But one thing is clear, standing here and listening isn't going to save you. You run to the old man. What do I do? And for the first time, release crosses his face. You believe. You believe. You stare at him. Is that your plan? No, he says, pressing the stone symbol into your hand. It's your plan to remember what it is.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
The creature wearing a face steps farther into the chamber. Its movements are almost perfect. Almost, but something's wrong. It smiles a little too wide. Its eyes don't blink enough. It tilts its head the way it saw you do earlier, learning, copying. The old man points to the markings carved around the chamber. These were made by people who survived it. You look closer. The carving shows the same figure, changing, hunting, imitating. But every drawing shows one thing. The creature is never defeated by strength, only by refusing to believe the lies it creates. The creature laughs with your voice. You really trust him? The old man says nothing. The creature takes another step. Ask him what happened here 30 years ago. The old man grips the symbol tighter. Don't listen! The creature smiles. Ask him why every person who came to these woods disappeared. The chamber begins to shake. Dust falls from the ceiling. Markings carved into the wall begin glowing faintly. The old man shouts, place the symbol in the center! You sprint towards the middle of the chamber. The creature moves, not towards you, but towards the old man. It changes as it runs, a wolf-like shape, a shadow, a person, something twisted between all three. You reach the center, the stone pedestal rises from the floor, a perfect place for the symbol. But the moment your hand moves towards it, the creature speaks, your voice. If you trap me, you'll never know the truth. You hesitate. The old man looks at you. Don't! The creature continues. He brought you here because he needs a replacement. Silence. The old man freezes. The creature smiles. He isn't protecting you. He's guarding the cage. The old man's expression changes just for a second. Guilt, fear, regret. Then the creature lunges. You have one chance. You slam the symbol into the pedestal. The chamber erupts with light. The creature screams. Not a roar or growl. A sound like hundreds of voices crying out all at once. Its stolen face begins to change. Your face disappears. The old man's face appears. Then a stranger. Then another. Every person it is copied. Every person is hunted. The creature is pulled backward towards the stone doorway. Before it vanishes, it looks directly at you and whispers, ask him why he chose you. The chamber goes silent. The marking fades and the creature is gone. You collapse against the stone floor. The old man sits quietly, exhausted. The tunnel behind you is still for now. You look at him. What did it mean? He doesn't answer you. You knew it would come for me. A long silence. Then he finally speaks. Your family has a connection to this place? Your blood runs cold. What connection? The old man looks towards the sealed doorway. The first person to trap him here, he pauses, was someone who shared your blood. The lantern flickers, and from somewhere deep beneath the chamber, a second set of footprints begins approaching. The creature may be trapped, but something else heard the fight. What do? Demand the old man explain your family connections? Follow the Footsteps deeper underground. Leave immediately and seal the chamber forever.
What the fuck?
Something else is coming, I
Brother,
guess.
what? No, I don't care about the new creature there is. I want this to end.
All right, see, leave. You don't care about answers anymore, not tonight, not in this place. You look at the old man. We leave, he studies your face. You don't want to know? You shake your head.
No.
I know enough.
I know enough.
For a moment, he says nothing, then he nods. Good. You both move. The chamber suddenly feels different. Less like a prison, more like a tomb. You and the old man gather loose stones and broken pieces of the ancient doorway. Together, you begin sealing the entrance. Every stone you place feels heavier than the last, not physically, something else. Like the earth itself doesn't want this place closed. The final stone is pushed into place and the footsteps below stop. Silence follows at worst. The old man steps back. It's done. You stare at the sealed doorway. Is it? He doesn't answer you. Because both of you hear it, a sound from the other side. A knock. You freeze. A knock. The old man closes his eyes. No. A third knock. But this time it doesn't come from behind the stone, it comes from somewhere else. You and the old man hurry through the tunnel. Neither of you speak. The only sounds are your footsteps, distance moving through the underground passages. When you finally reach the surface, dawn is beginning to break and the forest looks normal, almost peaceful. Birds begin to sing. A wind moves through the trees, and for a moment, you convince yourself it's over. Then you see your truck. It sits exactly where you left it, except the driver's side window is repaired. The crash damage is gone, the vehicle looks untouched, and the old man stops walking. What is it? You ask, and he stares at the truck. I didn't fix that. A chill runs through you. You approach slowly. The driver's side seat is your notebook. The one the creature took. The one that should have been destroyed. You open it. Every page is blank except for the last one. A message is written in your handwriting. You didn't trap me. You brought me home. You drop the notebook. The old man looks at you. And the first time you realize something, he wasn't afraid of the creature escaping. He was afraid of something much worse. The creature had never been trying to get out of the forest. It had been trying to get you. It had been trying to get inside you. You leave the woods. You tell no one what happened. The old man disappears. The investigation is abandoned. Weeks pass. Life begins returning to normal. Until one night, reviewing the photographs from your trip, you notice something. In every picture you took in the forest has been altered. In every image, hidden somewhere in the background, is the same figure, watching and waiting. Except the final photograph, the one that shows you standing beside your truck, looking directly at the camera, smiling. You were never facing the camera. You were looking into the woods, and behind you stands something wearing your face. The end. You don't like old man?
I thought we were about to solve an Easter egg.
You were, man. You were down a rabbit hole with this guy.
After that, you're gonna have to throw a grenade off the side of the cliff into a tree.
It's like a Halo thing. You got a grenade jump up onto the wall. You got to get the skull.
I was like, you got to follow the invisible footprints that are only inside the cave. Make sure you knife at an angle because then you won't get it. Because you know what I'm saying.
And then you got to do can you do the old man's voice? Do the old man.
Inside! It's like that.
What was the one that you have to believe? Like what?
I was like, what? Motherfucker. Okay.
I ain't believing in shit.
Oh my gosh. So
Skinwalkers, Navajo folklore brought into some insane shit based thanks to the internet. Thank you, internet. Thank you, creepypasta.
Yep.
And early 2000s forum boards, which I was a part of.
Yep. And if you've made it this far, please go ahead, leave a like, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that bell for any notifications to stay updated for when we post. Follow us on our other platforms. We have links in the descriptions for you to support us. We very much appreciate it. We have our Discord where we're having watch parties, a book club, and where you can share your encounters and or stories, and then a link to the Gmail just in case if you don't want to put it on Discord, where we will listen or read your encounters and or stories that you make up of real or fictional stuff,
or if
whatever's
shared, we'll read them up here.
Exactly, shared or not shared, as well as our Buzzsprout to get the audio only, and then our Patreon, $1 only, a day early, all of our uncut, unedits, mess ups, and
Now,
Yeah.
I will say this:
and
you do get a shout out on Patreon.
Yes.
You get a shout out in the episodes, but if you want us to call you Master, a little bit more.
Exactly. Absolutely.
You got to pay for that privilege.
And then
Sorry, Master.
And we have our
I'm sorry, Master. Sorry, Master. Sorry.
And then we have our Campfire Tales on Patreon as well. So
Sorry, Master.
Yep. All right. Yep. That's pretty much it. Ghosts and ghouls.
That's it? You sure?
Mm-hmm.
If you guys see anything, if you're out there in the woods and you think you see something, you didn't. If you're out there and you think you hear something, you didn't. If something comes knocking at your door at 3 a.m. talking about some, hey, it's your sister, let me in. Don't let them in.
Fuck them.
It's a skinwalker. Don't fuck them. Don't fuck them.
No, that's not.
Because it's probably going to turn into an old man saying, all you got to do is believe.